Yeah, I think it's a versatile offensive team, and I think our offense won us the game tonight. Defensively, Boston College exposed some areas, and they just happened to miss some shots. They got a lot of open looks. They got down the floor on us, and there's areas there that need to be tightened up. But to answer your question more specifically, offensively, Ty gets tracked hard, Kyle does, and DeAndre. So it's nice to see Momini getting some buckets. And Braxton and just some other guys, and I thought the balance and the versatility, as in last game and then this game, really helped, and I thought our offense is what won it for us.
Josh.
Defensively, what were some of those areas that were most glaring for you that need improvement, and what can you do to rectify those?
Boston College is very well coached offensively. They really I told our guys that they get down the floor from defense to offense quicker than maybe – I don't know if it's anybody we played this year, but they were down, and we weren't ready in that regard. So they got down the floor, either got to the rim or got open looks. We weren't matched up, and then they run good stuff, layered stuff where it's dribble handoffs. They got you moving, and they drive the catch, and they were in our paint. They really got to where they wanted, and I thought they just missed a lot of shots. We were behind the play defensively, and you could just feel it. And I don't like that feeling when, man, I hope they're missing. And that's what it felt like. But we answered offensively and had some decent stands defensively. I hope when I watch the tape it won't be as many holes as I thought. But and also I think Boston College, the young man, Stephen, that's what it is, Mitchell, he's really good. I think he's a key to their team. And I think without him, he's just an energy guy. He's all over the glass. He rebounds. I thought that affected them tonight. Again, I think Boston College is a solid team, but I think offensively we were just kind of cooking and got some easy ones, and it covered up for our lapses on defense.
Jeff.
Did you expect Braxton to have the impact as a rebounder that he's had?
I didn't know he was that good of a rebounder. He had 9 rebounds. I see Kyle had 8 again. But Braxton has strong hands. He's a strong guy, and that's the one thing I really like, his offensive and his defensive rebounding. He can go up and he can get bumped, and he can kind of snatch it. You just see that, and that's so important. At the high level play at the glass, the ability to either block out or just have a nose for the ball. That's a natural thing for him, and that's welcomed.
Okay, we'll take one for Jeff and then Josh again.
Tony, this team offensively compared to maybe some of the others you've had here, where do you think it, I don't want to say stacks up, but different in terms of the weapons you have?
A little different than last year. I think when you had Malcolm Brogdon and Joe Harris and Anthony Gill and Mike Tobey, that was a pretty good team. We could go inside a lot with those guys. I don't know. It was nice to see Momini score some inside, and even Jack. And DeAndre, we're moving him, and we get him. He's a versatile player where he can get inside. I think those other teams, you could really draw some fouls and go inside when the outside shot wasn't hitting. Last year, I think we're a little stronger, some interior scoring this year. But, there's, again, versatility with Ty and Kyle, and they're smart and they're skilled than DeAndre. And then, you add the dimension as Kihei starts getting his wrist and, more mobility. I think his quickness to touch the paint will help, and then some of the other guys. So I think there's a little more balance, versatility, a little more interior scoring, maybe not quite as much as some of those other teams. You're talking about 2 guys, and those are all 4 of those guys I mentioned were terrific scorers, but I like their smarts and their skill, and that shows. It has showed up to this point.
Josh.
You've talked a lot this year about how Momini is very new to the game. Is a day like this satisfying for him when he can score 18 points on 9-12 shooting?
Yeah, offensively satisfying. It wasn't defensively. I don't think he had a strong game defensively, but I really liked him offensively, and got some dunks and made some plays. But Momini has his game is coming, and he's getting more consistent. And I absolutely, because that's that versatility. When you can throw it to a guy, he can cause some matchups. And again, they didn't have Mitchell. I think that stuff mattered, but that was encouraging for sure.
Okay, Jeff again.
Are you getting on him after a game like this defensively? Do you go in there after the game and kind of get into him a little bit about that?
We just try to be real, and that's what it is. And you keep it real with them, and just absolutely, I encourage them. It's pretty much what I'm telling you, and say, but there's some areas that we can tighten up and improve, and that we'll have to. in certain games. You can't just always, offense can come and go. We know that. So just, challenge them to not take possessions off or not be alert. So, no, it's not like I'm throwing chairs and getting after it. It's just, let's look at this. But these guys understand, and that's a credit to Boston College. They play fast. They are hard. I remember last year when we played them, barely beat them at our place. They were in the paint and they did some of those things. So they do some things that challenge you, and you really got to be locked in.
Jeff.
What do you think has made this such a good road team, not only this year, but in recent years?
I think first experienced players. We've been fortunate to have some experienced guys, and we try to always minimize. I say, and maybe it didn't show as much today, but don't beat yourself. Take care of the ball. Don't give up transition buckets, so today, and don't give up second chance points. If you just do those things at a pretty high level, you're going to be in games, and then try to win the majority of the possessions. Nothing changes, but be steady. And it's not, you're not going to throw knockout punches, although a couple flows we had today were great, but just keep whittling away. And I think our guys, for the most part, have understood that and know that is their ticket. And so, again, I liked how we answered offensively the run when they cut it to about 5 or 6 in the second half. And, we did some things there. But then, yeah, fortunate that's to be good. It's hard on the road, that. And we'll have another test when they're celebrating the national championship of Clemson, which they did 2 years ago, exactly the same. So same time we did the whole thing.
All right.